You're live. You're on the air.
Yeah, thanks very much.
I do have a new business item based off of the parks meeting. There, in regards to fireworks. In regards to who? Fireworks. Yeah. I'd like to be matching funds with the parks department for the display up to $1,000. With the intent to show the maximum of 30 minutes.
Okay, good.
You know, like that.
No fire hazard this time of year. Just saying.
You two guys on this one thing?
Do I need to sign?
After you review it, of course.
This was sent earlier, right?
No, that was not. The thing gets set on email.
Craig says now you can't hear anyone speak because everybody's muffled, but they.
Can you hear me now?
Can't make everyone happy, Craig. It's mask or no mask.
We get to vote.
I'm not even sure he's a state resident. He's been gone for 2 weeks, hasn't he? I don't think he has any say.
We should be quarantined.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
want to be quarantined where his girlfriend is.
Yeah, he would be volunteering for that.
It's 6:59.
Good. This is on.
Did you get the email on the redevelopment commission? You're on the redevelopment commission. We have a special meeting Wednesday night at 7. Here, can you make it?
Thought I sent you an email and I texted you.
Same to you?
Maybe.
And I'll
Yeah.
be here.
I don't remember either. When did you text me?
Or maybe I emailed you. I think I emailed you.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. Meeting has started.
Steve McBride, was it pledge? Let's pray.
Dear Lord, we thank you that you are the God of the universe, that you are in control. We submit ourselves and what takes place in this meeting to you and to your will. Pray, God, that you would bless this community. In your name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Andy. Call to order. I'm sorry. Roll call.
For some reason. Okay. Tom Roberts,
Here.
Adam Jones,
Here.
Steve Grogan,
Here.
and Jeff Scott,
Here.
Amy Smith.
All right, minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from our last meeting.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Financial reports. Joe and Adam, we had 2 months this month. And so Joe reviewed August and Adam July.
Yep.
And did you guys have, everything look good? Everything look
Yeah.
reconciled and, yeah. Okay, good. All right, thank you. So let's do departmental reports, sanitation, Joe.
I don't know of any problems. I think most people were alert to the fact that we're a day late because of the holiday last week, and I don't think there's any problem.
Have they had any repercussions from did everything go smooth, the trash cans being turned around?
I haven't heard
You haven't
anything, so I'm assuming they were
So
all,
most of them
Did it well.
are down 3 feet apart and facing the right direction.
And then the porta potties, when do we usually pull? That was November, so we got another couple months for that. Okay.
oh, he's forgotten, no. Did you look at your agenda?
No? Oh. Well, yeah, I missed that whole thing.
Yeah, because that's what we're supposed to do first.
Okay.
Like you said, that, because I wasn't looking at it.
You can
I was
jump
just
back.
looking right on.
We can jump back.
We do
to
it
this.
after?
I do it now.
Let's finish.
Oh, yeah, because that's the way we,
Right, let's finish Joe's.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any questions for Joe?
you might as well talk about the cleanup for the fall.
We have an idea when we want that.
I haven't asked her yet, we do it, what is it, September, it's usually in
November.
October,
Isn't it November?
October. is when we usually do it. So I guess we're just gonna look at, pick 2 weekends and I'll see which one she can do, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be fine in October.
Spring break is the 10th to the 17th.
Fall break.
That's what I mean.
So you could do the weekend of the 17th or the weekend of the 24th.
I'm just saying the 17th is fall break.
Oh, sorry.
Let's just, I don't wanna mess with it, much later than that, because then we start battling weather, and the other side is we've got holidays.
Right, exactly.
Let's do this.
So the 24th, and if we can't get that, then I'll send something out and we'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, because the 31st is Halloween this year.
Yes, we had to, we've always moved back to weekend November if we had to.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right, so let's stop right now. Let's go back and do the public hearing on the budget. It's been advertised, right? So we're really basically, is there any public comments regarding the budget proposal?
Nothing has come in over the internet either.
All right. So that has to be like a separate meeting, right, Joe?
It's just like any public hearing, you just open it.
So I just, okay, do we get a motion or we just?
Yeah, I would do
I get a motion to close the public hearing.
make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Joe seconded. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Thank you.
I have one more question.
Sure.
The agenda says we approved July minutes of that. Has that been
Oh,
over?
wait a minute. No, I probably missed that when I was doing it.
No,
No,
just
it's August minutes.
change that to August.
Sorry about that.
Okay, water. Everything seems to be going fine with water. I don't know if there's anything to report on. We got some new meters in, right? For the big ones, for like the school.
I don't know if they're in yet, they've definitely been ordered.
I have this, they said today at lunch that the school meters were in. So,
Oh, okay, so, yeah.
anyway, just progress in that area. All right, streets. I have a report that I left it in my car.
I have it.
Amy wrote this, did everybody get an email?
Yes.
Thank you. Is there any comments that, can everybody hear me, you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I will.
Let me know if you can't.
Better read loud.
Yeah, let me know if you can't hear me. I can take the mask down while I talk. Anyway, items that have been completed, fire hydrants have been flushed, 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs have been put in place. Nelson Lee property has been mowed, we're working on clearing. Brush has been picked up on Edwards Street, splash pads has been closed. It says will be, but it has been closed. The winterization is probably has already happened, do you know for sure if it has?
I think they did.
So they're all
I think
set
they
for
were,
winter
yeah.
with the splash pad. For all intents and purposes, that was a very successful summer at the splash pad. With all the COVID-19 restrictions and it was fabulous for it to even be open. And so I feel like they did a great job with that. 8 speed zone signs have been ordered. 2 stop ahead signs have been ordered. Open projects, they're gonna work on, they got some shrubs at Edwards and 4th Street that kind of block vision when you approach the 4th Street. A couple other bushes blocking the street. Main Street property cleanup and Tennessee Street property cleanup. It looked like somebody had done some work on the Tennessee Street property, maybe not. It looked like when I drove by the other day, that there had been.
Nelson Lee's?
Pardon?
Nelson Lee's?
No,
No,
the house,
They
where
tore
the
the
house
footage
used to be.
They tore the footers out.
Okay,
They're all piled up.
okay,
Tore the footers out?
Yeah, they're all piled in a pile.
okay. I thought they had done some work. Anyway, that's the street report. Anybody have any questions?
We had a discussion about the electronic sign on River Road there, whether we ought to try to relocate that so people could see it.
Yes, they were supposed to move it.
Yeah.
James
It has
says,
not been moved yet.
yeah, okay. So that needs to be moved.
And at this point now, I think townwide, the speed limit is 25 miles an hour, and all the signs have been updated. I believe that's correct. So that sign also needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, just 25 there too. Whoa, okay.
Was there an ordinance or anything we needed to do to reflect the town speed limit now being 25 miles an hour?
The penalty?
No, it wasn't, just in general.
Yeah, just the traffic ordinance needs to be addressed to say 25 miles an hour on whatever street. Is it throughout the town,
Yes,
every single road?
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, I think your ordinance, if it says, what was it before, 35?
No.
30.
Yeah, but then there's sections of the ordinance that some of the roads are this speed and some of them are but there's not been one
Yeah, so
for the
you,
rest of them. They
Probably
may
have-
name any particular one.
yeah, you may have an ordinance that says something like, the speed limit unless otherwise listed is 35 or 30. But otherwise, all of the specific streets are listed in your traffic ordinance that
So
say
we
what
can-
the speed limit is.
we need to fix that.
Mhm.
We can do that next time.
Yeah. Which, didn't we do a speed limit ordinance recently?
Well, you just did for Walnut Street. They
I don't think we did an ordinance for it.
No.
There may have been, I think maybe you guys talked about maybe a stop sign ordinance as well, but that one never.
I think you're doing some research, Joe, to see how low we could go without.
Well, you can go 25, yeah, you go 25 just on your own, and then you can go 20, but you have to do a traffic study. So,
Yeah, I'd like to basically streamline that ordinance as much as possible.
Right.
Just,
Yes, universal.
yeah, and then otherwise noted, and then we can add or change from then on out.
So do we need, is that something we need to work on as another ordinance?
I would say next month we can bring it up, if Joe prepares one.
I can do it.
Modify the existing one or whatever, can we do that?
That's one of those that has to be done 3 times. Correct, Joe? Introduced, and
Yeah, you can introduce it without the same meeting.
you could waive the rules, and
Yep,
we probably would want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, in other news, I just got an email while I was at the soccer game, of which we got beat 5-1. Our only second game of ever for Delville soccer. And I got an email from Angie Moyer, and she just told me that they're opening up applications for the newest community crossing matching grant funds. And so Brad Reel is living at the soccer game, so we talked about the roads, and the roads right now, he said that we have left that need to be worked on are the ones in your addition. Hilltop
Mhm.
and Heather.
Yep.
And then Cherry Tree Court, which is where Terry Granger lives. It's the road just east of that addition. And I think that's it, is what he said. So if anybody has any thoughts about something we've missed, that's right now what we're going to be seeking.
Yeah, we need to work with, what's her name?
Angie,
Angie. Yeah, for that grant money.
that's who the email is from.
Okay,
Yeah, so,
sorry, I'm with you.
yeah. So anyway, so yeah, we'll be working with Angie now to work up with what our proposal will be for that. So just want to let you guys know. I think that's everything with streets. Okay, P and Z, Jimmy.
Just real short meeting, we just really informal, nothing really happened.
No business really
Yeah, it's discussion about property lines,
about the what?
some property lines,
Oh, okay.
boundaries.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a house, what's Troy? Is that the street? Snyder. He's wanting to sell the home,
oh yeah, Amy was telling me about that.
so he's in process now.
Okay. So police chief,
Everybody got their activity sheets?
yes,
Questions?
thank you.
No,
Anything unusual this last month? James? No, it didn't look like it.
the only thing, I guess loosely related to that would be, we lost one of the prominent town signs, the gate sign.
That had to be the shortest lived sign,
Yeah,
didn't even make a year.
yeah, I'd like to see that, get that resolved.
I think we need to pick up that, the actual sign and get it in here before someone steals it.
They can't, because it's in pieces. I went, and looked. The reason why it's like setting up is because I went to get it and it's just in pieces.
Oh, okay.
I have, I've been in contact with the insurance company and Advanced Signs who did the sign. And the last email I got, he was waiting for a bid from the mason for the brickwork. And as soon as he gets that and gets that to me, I'll send it on to our insurance. I've already opened the claim and had it start.
Joe, this is a legal question. If the offender happens to, it comes out that they were under the influence of something, isn't there, my dictionary in my brain is just completely blocked. We can go after them for punitive damages, right?
You can, it's not likely at all that you'll get them. The downside for the town is, even if she has insurance, which is really ultimately who you want to deal with, but if she has insurance and she was determined to be under the influence, they're not gonna pay because almost every insurance policy has an exclusion for acts committed during the commission of a crime, which is what that would have been. Yeah, so you can still go after her individually, and your insurance company almost certainly will, but I don't know who the person is or what her personal financial situation is like. But even if you can get punitive damages, I don't know what the likelihood of actually recovering it, that would be.
Kind of hard for a community to have pain and suffering.
Exactly. I mean, and like I said, the town's insurance company will almost certainly dictate all that anyway.
I felt horrible when I saw that.
Yeah. Okay, all right, well, thank you very much. Park Department report. Nobody's here from Park.
I was not there,
You're not, are you in Park Department?
but Adam was here.
Adam, you were here. What happened?
So there was discussion, some in detail regarding the town's plans for the fall festival.
Do we have a date?
Halloween.
Oh,
It is on Halloween, and it is a full day. And they're in final negotiations for some vendors, including food vendors. along with trying to get a concert, along with, trunk or treat. It's been requested for a trunk or treat at, during trick or treating hours.
Dale Community Church wanted to do that.
Yes. And we were also discussing the possibility of the park department in town working together, doing like a joint, like split the cost of the fireworks display. I had thrown a number of $1,000 out there. The park department had that in their budget, that possibly we as the board could also match that, with the intent of like a fireworks display, being 30 minutes or less in nature, along those lines. We also need to look at the possibility of closing the section of Walnut so that the residents can properly social distance during the display, and how that would affect traffic and businesses in the area during that period.
Would there be emergency vehicle issues, fire department such?
Just off the cuff, my thought was closing it between 32 and Walnut and the road right out here that gives you access to Tennessee, so that there was access for people to get in and out, along with emergency vehicles during this,
Right.
during the time of the fireworks, maybe 30 minutes before or whatever, while people are still trying to get set up.
And we've closed this section before.
For the
They
festival,
handle-
for
they
the
know how to
festival
handle it.
before, they closed it from Delville Road to Wayne Street, because they had a car show.
My only concern was this year, I think we're pushing things as much as we can as far as, like COVID rules, and we want to give people as much room as possible to spread out, even if that means, folding chairs in the road or whatever, along with the properties that we own along the highway. Basically, just do everything we can to still give people that sense of normalcy, but yet safety.
What day were they talking for the fireworks?
All of it the same
Everything
day.
on 31st,
So, like-
just trick or treating would be done,
Done at 8, and like do fireworks at 8:30, we're done by 9.
like trick or treat 6 to 8. Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead. I'll entertain a motion to the fireworks. Anybody wanna?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we match funds with the park department, up to $1,000 for the fireworks display.
Can I get a second?
Second.
And that would come out of the the community outreach, or what do you call it?
Betterment of the town.
Yes, betterment of the town.
PR.
Okay, any discussion?
Is the park department going to find the person that set them off?
Yeah, I think they're just gonna use the.
Same Maddox as you usually do.
Okay.
So,
Obviously, all that's pending, weather, and, and the ability to do that. And if we can't do that, then it sounds like we would end up having a spring fireworks.
and really there will be no backup date for that if we don't get it done on that day.
It wasn't discussed, I mean, we could probably do fireworks on an alternate date, but everything else was a fall festival, with fall party.
Okay, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, claim docket. Everybody had a chance to review it?
Yes.
Can I get a motion? To accept the claim docket?
I make a motion to accept claim docket as written.
Okay. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Joe, second. Any discussion of the claim docket? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? There you go. Payroll distribution report. Everybody get a chance to review the payroll distribution report on email, or would you like to go through it?
That's all.
Everybody saw it? You're good?
Good.
Okay, you really don't need to do a motion or anything with that. I've reviewed it. Everything looked fine to me. Okay, new business. You need that first line item, is one you want to just, was it?
Oh, we're just gonna do it in October. I put it on there and it doesn't need to be done until October.
All right, so budget reduction will be done next month. That next item is the one you were talking about earlier. Laycock Property Division,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So we don't, is there anything we need to do with that tonight?
No, they need to get their paperwork in first.
Okay, so we'll get that rid of
We're
that.
taking the steps we need to take.
So trick or treat Halloween, Jane, do you have any recommendations? I think we should do it. I think we should do it at the time. So that's my only recommendation.
Normally, do it like 5:30 to 8, isn't it?
Yeah.
5:30 days, that sounds good.
Everybody give, we need to do a motion to that?
What do you guys normally do with that?
I don't know.
We usually just say, you guys.
Yeah,
So it's 5:30 to 8.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 5:30 to 8 PM, right?
Right.
And then fireworks is 8:30.
yes.
8:30.
Well, that'd probably be 8:30 when fireworks, because that'd be dusk.
Well, yeah, that's would probably be 8 o'clock.
We'll be dark for 2 hours, but.
Wednesday, they close that, and start getting dark at 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
6 o'clock.
That's
When
true.
when does time change? Is it?
Sunday, after the next day.
The next day.
Okay.
Should they not maybe start fireworks
I'm
a
sorry?
quarter after? Should they not maybe start fireworks at a quarter after, because the kids will already be out and that way?
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I wouldn't wait till 8:30, they'll all go home. They're gonna be tired, and if they know they're starting right now,
They'll stay
Yeah,
out.
it's a good idea.
I think you guys can adjust the time,
I'm not on the part
you know,
of it.
so whenever, so
I'm just relaying information.
Okay.
I'm good with that. Okay.
There you go, Ian.
Humane Society, everybody get a chance to review their proposal?
I don't think everybody got that.
Oh, they did?
I don't know if I sent it because I got it late.
Okay, I reviewed it.
Well, this was a discussion about, what to do since we didn't have a contract with, Muncie. And the Anderson Humane Society came over and picked up dogs for us. I don't know what it was. And so when she came in, I asked her if there was any way to, maybe we would do a proposal with them. She said she would work something up for us to look at, we could go back and,
Did-
That's what she
Did you get a
did.
copy of it?
I don't think he's seen it either, because it hasn't.
Well, they're the ones that are gonna do most of the work.
Well, that was the decision, though. I think that's gonna have to be on our end, whether who's gonna pick up the dog, because I don't think they pick up, like, I think they are talking us hauling the dogs
They
in.
can hold the dog over there.
I think they're talking, so that would be something you guys would have to decide, I mean, the police department.
I can say we can turn Brad into the dog catcher since he's not here.
Yeah, you can't argue.
So, I mean, do you wanna wait till next month to look at this, or do you wanna address it tonight?
Well, no, I think everybody, I mean, they probably need, I mean, I can make copies so everybody can look over it and,
Well, we'll just kind of pass it around, we'll come back to it.
yeah, I want James to see it too.
Adopt an ordinance anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Require purely.
Yeah, we need an ordinance on that, won't we, Jim?
Well, you need to just, it's,
We've adjusted our ordinance so many times on our.
yeah, the ordinance, I think, says something about interlocal agreements, maybe with the Muncie, but I don't think it.
I don't know if it specifically says a city.
And I can't remember if it does either, I don't need to say.
But I know we have a thing about an interlocal agreement with the dogs, but then that also cites the cost being like $125, and I don't know if that would be the cost that would cover with all the things they have in there.
Well, let's just wait till next month.
Okay.
So let's
So then let James
distribute
look
that
at
and
it
wait
too.
till next month.
You should send that out to everybody. Yeah.
You can have it if you want.
I'll just scan it to everybody after the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Delville Redevelopment Commission Town Board appointments. We have 2 to make. And I need a recommendation,
I recommend Adam Jones.
Okay, so you make a motion to Adam Jones.
The-
on the redevelopment.
And I'm hearing stuff is still happening.
And can I get a second?
Wait a minute. We're doing a motion on this? Okay.
Yeah.
I will say.
Steve Roden,
And Joe seconded.
Joe seconded,
So do a roll call on this one.
approved. Adam Jones for Daleville redevelopment. Okay, and you want to roll call it?
Yeah.
Steve Roden,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Abstain.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Okay, then I need one more member.
I nominate Bill Walters.
Can I get a second?
I'd second that.
All right, any discussion? All right, Amy?
Might have difficulty, I guess. Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
One house in between.
Oh.
Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, there's a meeting Wednesday night at 7 for the redevelopment commission. Okay,
Nailed it.
the members know. Next item, sale of town tax sale properties. I don't really have anything on this. You're pointing that out. Adam, what do you have on this right now?
Well,
We know the one.
yeah, so this is Tammy's project, but I just wanted to at least get it started. Get the ball rolling and up for discussion. One of the properties that's currently in our possession was acquired through tax sale.
It was acquired, well, if you're talking the one on Edwards,
Yes.
that was actually acquired through the Blightus, well, I'm sorry, go ahead. Because we actually used hardest hit funds to tear down that.
Okay.
So
So it's
it was-
acquired through other means. It's the one property off of Edwards Street, and I think Edwards and Fourth. Edwards and Fourth, where we generally place the dumpster.
6, okay.
Okay, yeah. So one of the adjacent residents is also agreeable to acquiring the property. And I would like for us to get that process started, get that off our books and get it on theirs.
So
Mhm.
according to Joe Red, you will have to handle that process. In other words, we have to get the park board involved.
Well, Vailable Parks Incorporated.
Exactly.
So whoever runs that
Right.
organization.
Right.
The only stuff we have shows, gosh, I can't remember, it was from 2015, 16, 17-ish.
Mhm.
And Ben was actually the one who signed everything for the Vailable
Sounds
Park.
like he's still listed on there. I have to go look at my
Can we get a new park board?
part, Devil Parks Inc.
Yeah, Delville Park Inc.
I
board.
will tell you hopefully here in just a second.
I have a spreadsheet.
Because basically, I know it has to be a bid process.
Mhm.
So there have to be some sort of a sealed bid for that property with a reserve. So we want to get at least the attorney fees out of it.
Yeah.
So,
So it'd be a minimum.
yeah,
So just a public announcement. And that public announcement, does it have to be published or can it just be on the door?
So it depends here. The Vailable Parks Incorporated is a nonprofit. And, let's see, it is current, but it looks like we need to file a business entity report soon. And, so, I mean, as a nonprofit, it's kind of its own deal. So technically, it could do disposition of property, however, it's set up to do so. And usually nonprofits just have their own board do it. If it goes to the town, we have to publish notice in the paper that requests offers basically. And I think, what you say, you want to get attorney fees, usually you're collecting $750 or something like that
Yeah.
is the acquisition cost. So that's the minimum bid amount. And then if no one just generally puts in an offer for $750, then you can sell it to an adjacent property owner for less if they bid less, but you have to get every adjacent property owner. So it could potentially become a bidding war if there's more than one. You can't just give it to any one person that you choose. It has to be actually the highest offeror.
They have to submit bids.
Yeah, so if it's the town that does it, then you have to put a notice in the paper, probably between $50 and $100 to do that. So, but if it's just the Daleville Parks Incorporated entities, then it'll be a little easier. Now, there is actually, there are mortgages on both of those properties, because there's two different parcels. It's three separate lots, but they're divided into two separate parcel IDs. Each one has a mortgage on it, so we have to go through like Indiana Finance Authority or something like that to get those removed. And, I mean, everything, as far as the mortgage goes, everything has been done, what the town's supposed to do. It's just they're showing up to do a title search. And if someone wants to get title insurance on those properties, it's not gonna happen until they get those released. So probably gonna want the town or the Daleville Parks Incorporated to go through that process first. But I mean, you can tell them that the mortgage on there, they're just gonna be irritated when they find out that you sold them properties subject to mortgages.
So go back to the board, the park board. We have to find out who the members are, whether they're still, what happens if they don't want anything to do with it? I'm trying to get where we can get a new board.
So,
Can we do all this off? We don't have to do that during this meeting.
no, yeah, I would say they can probably do it themselves anyways, but my guess is the town council is responsible for, or some.
I thought we did, I thought
Yeah.
we appointed them.
Which would make sense, that or maybe the Daleville Parks Board, maybe, but I'd be surprised if they're just their own separate independent entity without any sort of town involvement at all.
Okay, well, let's do that later.
Yeah, at least just,
Yeah.
it's out there, we're getting the ball rolling on it. Now, are all the properties, town properties that are up for that owned by the same entity?
Let's see, so there's one on Wayne Street, 14212 West Wayne Street is owned by the park board as well, but that one's not subject to a mortgage somehow. So, and I think that was also a partnership fund, I think, right?
I don't think so, not on Main Street.
That one's, it shows up on Beacon as being owned by Daleville Park Incorporated, but it's not, it's owned by the town.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I thought,
Because that's the Shellburger Park property.
right,
That
okay.
would make sense, but yeah, no, I don't know why that shows up.
But the other, there's three other ones that are Daleville Parks.
So-
Edward, two on Edwards and one on Wayne.
Yeah, the Main was not that was not a hardest hit.
The Wayne Street was not?
Oh, Wayne Street.
Wayne.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I thought you said Main Street.
Oh, yeah, no.
The mask.
Yeah,
What am I
yeah.
hearing? Yes, Main Street was.
But the rest of them are town and Daleville.
Yeah,
And are those adjacent properties on Edwards?
no, they're actually full side lots.
One's at Edwards is in 6, and what's the other one?
They're both right together, both at the northeast corner of Sixth and Edwards.
Oh, all right.
My biggest concern is I want them to stay residential and go to one of the adjacent property owners. I don't want to see them go commercial.
Which they won't, I think, I mean, right now it's owned residential anyway, so no matter who buys it, they don't put, use it for residential purposes.
Yeah.
So, now, I can't quite tell, but, don't you live off that area, in that area?
I live on Fifth Street, yeah.
Was the alley, was that where the alley was vacated behind it? Okay, so the alley between Fifth and Sixth Street is vacated?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that means the people to the north of this property could also get involved if they want. Usually, there's now a separation, so you really would only have one potential property owner that could bid, but now you at least have opened the door for a few, but still not very many.
Okay, all right. So we just know we're gonna move forward with this. Okay, all right. Next item, resolution and joint project agreement for new town hall. I don't have that.
No, it's over here.
So this is just a,
Which one's the best? This one
that one, and
and
I'm not sure what the number is, but,
9 or 10. I have them over here.
yeah, no, that looks like, yeah, I would look at the back signature page. to make sure.
Oh, yeah,
This
that's
should be, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, good.
these two. This one, and
So this is kind of a formality for this joint project agreement. The joint project agreement is technically through between the county redevelopment commission and the county redevelopment commission, but the town council is approving it basically in form. Because ultimately the town council is the one that's entering the bond agreement for the town hall building. And the resolution is approving this, generally approving this joint project agreement or joint undertaking agreement, but also is effectively restricting you guys from doing anything that would make the repayment obligations taxable for purchaser of those repayments. So right now, I think the plan is for Old National because they're offering like a 1 point something pretty low rate for this. And I think the only other offer we've gotten so far is 3.8 something, 85 maybe. So it's a much better rate. Anyway, basically you are saying you're not going to do anything that would make your currently tax exempt bond taxable. So basically you can't issue at least or more than $10 million bonds this year. And I would like to think that's not going to happen since we're 3 months left roughly of this year and you haven't started the process of issuing bonds. So odds are pretty good you're not going to have a problem with that. That's really the big things. You're approving the form of the joint project agreement and you are agreeing not to issue more than $2 million in bonds this year.
That's in the joint agreement and then.
And the resolution is the one
That's
that has.
separate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the joint agreement is for $4.3 million.
And the joint project agreement is basically an agreement that says the county redevelopment commission is going to irrevocably pledge up to $4.3 million for your town hall project. And that money will be paid directly to the town redevelopment commission. And the town redevelopment commission will be responsible for doing all the work and making payments and all that stuff. But the redevelopment commission is, the big one is making sure that they get that pledge out there and in writing so that when, financing happens, whoever buys these obligations, they feel comfortable knowing that the county redevelopment commission can't get off the hook. Really, that's the key. So, but yeah, so it's basically the county redevelopment commission pays the money and the town redevelopment commission does all the work. And
So there's no risk to us.
it's just,
Okay.
And it's to protect the properties of the bonds so they don't come tax.
yeah, so like when Old National or whoever loans the developer money for the project and repayment, and the town signs on to repay that loan basically once they're done with the project. Old National's gonna let them make sure that that money is actually there. So right now, the redevelopment commission has no real obligation to pay the town anything. But once this thing's signed and done, then they're on the hook and there's nothing they can do about it.
So who's signing this joint agreement? It's the town and
The
then,
town council and the redevelopment commission, the town council is only signing, basically saying that you're good with the redevelopment commission doing it. But the town redevelopment commission is signing saying, we're a party to this, we agree all the terms.
does anybody want to do this real quick?
And that was the joint agreement.
Yeah, that's the joint agreement.
In the joint agreement, the second paragraph says that the county redevelopment commission a pledge of financial support adequate to pay all installment payments payable by town of Millville, Indiana.
Yeah, that's the kind of key with this one.
Yes.
So the money comes to us and we pay.
Yeah, exactly. So
The
the
money's got.
county's obligation is to, so whatever the payment ends up being, if it's, I don't know, $200,000 a year or whatever, the county redevelopment commission, once this is all good to go, will have to send basically a check or however they do it to the town to go to the redevelopment commission's fund so that they can make the payments.
So
So it's the Daleville Redevelopment Commission that's responsible for making the payment after the money comes in.
Yep.
So we have a Daleville Redevelopment
Right.
Commission fund, so that makes sense.
It probably does not have a lot of money in it right now,
Oh,
but it'll at minimum have enough to cover
but that's what
payments
that
on
was paid
this.
for, so that's what that fund was paid for.
and this would not, for gateway purposes, this is not the town's debt. This is the county's debt.
It will be considered a town debt.
That's what,
Not, I think that this is set up so that it doesn't count towards the town's debt limit.
It
But
doesn't count?
if I remember correctly.
There's
that
a
was
separate
the-
thing for redevelopment.
Yeah, that was part of that.
There's separate,
Okay,
there's a
just wanna make
separate.
sure.
Yeah, it's not supposed to go towards your debt limit, but I'll make sure, so I have a rough draft in the box, which is, it needs some work, but, it should not count towards your debt limit, but it will count as debt against the town. But it's, as far as the debt service goes, the town's only gonna be obligated to pay what it receives from this county development commission. So it'll be a pretty good deal for the town overall.
Just kind of waiting for a lot of county to.
Did we have a first and second on that yet?
No. And we'll do these separately, right?
Well, okay, so actually not really. So the resolution is in essence approving this joint undertaking agreement.
Okay.
So as long as you approve the resolution, you're also approving the agreement.
Oh, okay, so this is the resolution.
So it won't even be, as long as you, yeah, you only have to approve the resolution.
So I don't need to.
And that's it. You don't need to, no, you don't need to put the joint agreement at all.
So I can just say joint, they're approving the joint agreement with Delaware County Redevelopment Commission, that's all I need.
Not, yeah, I just say approve the resolution 2020 dash
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
And that's it, yeah.
So what I want now is a motion. For this.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution number 2020-10.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion? We do roll call on this.
So we're approving resolution 2020-10 joint agreement with the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Steve Brogan,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yeah.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Tammy, Tom Roberts.
Yes. So where's the joint agreement? Do I need to sign that?
Yeah, some of them need to sign.
It looks like it's the Delta
Yeah. And,
Redevelopment Commission, whoever that is.
yeah, we'll just have it signed.
We'll have to hold that
Yeah, we'll
for-
have Amy go into it. Technically, Tom, and who's the vice, Adam, you're the vice president of the council?
The council, yeah.
Yeah, so you and Adam both have authority to sign whatever documents are necessary for this. So,
Oh, I did.
Yeah, that's also the resolution does, it authorizes the
So I can
president
sign.
or vice president. So you can sign, yeah, you go ahead and sign the joint project agreement, if you like.
Okay. All right, I think everybody signed that. I think we're good. Last item. Social archive. This is Amy's.
I'm interested to know what this is.
Well, they're with social media now, and I've talked some with Adam about it too. We've had a discussion, but with social media now, we in records retention, records request, we have to be able to, if someone comes in and they request anything that was posted on our social media pages, we have to be able to produce it. Facebook, of course, only holds it for so long, we have to have it for a longer period of time. We have to be responsible. So of course, there's companies out here that do that for you.
Of course.
So I was contacted by one, and then I went further to find others because I wanted to really compare. And it really depends on what you do. I talked to Adam. There's a company called Archive Social. They are like $2,300. Yep, $2,300. $1636 a year. They store it in the cloud. You can do cloud search, unlimited, whatever. The other one called Introdyne. They do it, they also offer the cloud search, but they offer also doing just 3 social media pages for $900 a year. They would dump it into an email, which, I mean, and that's what I was concerned about, how big of an email, we could just do a Gmail account, I'm sure, but how much is that? Because it's real time, they are constantly loading whatever. Now, our pages aren't too terribly active. Even with the police, we've had a few comments, I guess, that need to be, but just to safeguard, we would have our town page, the police page, and the park page. So for those 3, we could do it for $900 a year, dumping into the Gmail account. And Adam, he said we shouldn't have any problem doing that. And then we would just search it with a Google search or whatever we search our emails with, if we had to go back. I have not had a records request for social media, ever. But that doesn't mean I won't. So it's just a matter of being prepared if it happens. If you're not prepared, and if it does happen, then but I mean, what would happen if we were requested to produce something from our social media page and we couldn't because we didn't have something like this? That's what my question was.
So probably what would happen is someone files a complaint with the public access counselor, and the public access counselor says, yep, you guys messed up, you should have done that. And really, that's all the public access counselor can do. Then, in theory, someone could file a lawsuit against the town, and if it was determined that you guys did it on purpose, then whoever deleted stuff could be personally liable, but you're not gonna leave your house over it.
No,
It
but-
could be a moderate maybe, but realistically, the potential backlash you would see is relatively minimal. I mean, that's not to say go ahead and do it and, you didn't do it purposefully, but if you're fairly careful and there's a minor mistake here and there, it's not gonna be a problem, really. But if you do it and there's a big mistake and it was done purposely, or it wasn't purposeful, it was done, just like.
Negligent.
Yeah, I mean, negligently, but even beyond that, you really obviously should have known to keep something and you just didn't, then, even then, it would be a case-specific situation, but the repercussions are relatively minimal.
And there's no way, we're gonna go in every day and collect off, we would have to hire someone to do it. Now, your searching's easier with cloud search, but again, the fact that I don't believe we would be doing it very often. I think a regular search, and then talking to Adam, I think.
But this is also, what you're saying, Joe, is that if we purposely deleted something off of our social media page. But if Facebook happens to delete something after X number of years, we're not responsible for that, right?
You would still be that would be one of those situations where it's like, you tried, but it wasn't through any fault of your, it'd be like the same as if your building burned down. You're gonna lose a lot of public records, and sorry, it's not your fault, and you're sorry you lost them, but it was a mistake and purely an accident. So, really, the thing with social media that I think is important to keep in mind is things like Facebook. I don't know how often stuff gets deleted by Facebook. Probably not very often, I would think. It's more likely than not that anything that gets deleted will be deleted by the town. In that case, even then, all you have to do is take a screenshot before you delete something. The prime example is like the comment stuff. Something happens and people leave comments and they may say something like, I don't know, I think Steve has poopy pants. And that's probably an inappropriate comment that the town could delete. Just before you do it, you have to take a screenshot and save that screenshot and whatever, Facebook or whatever you want on the town system to have available. But you can still get rid of it as long as you keep that record somewhere. It doesn't have to be publicly accessible on Facebook. You delete whatever you want on Facebook. So I'm not sure exactly what these companies are going to do that you couldn't do yourself for a pretty minimal cost.
As far as, they can collect any deleted posts also. Because they do it, it's just because they're reporting everything all the time.
Well, there's,
Like they're doing it on a regular basis, whereas I'll tell you right now, my office won't be going in and checking and redoing every day, there's no
Yeah,
way.
she's probably also not deleting some,
No,
so it shouldn't really be an issue.
I looked into it, and there is a way, every person has a way to back up their Facebook page. There's,
Yeah.
like, you go into settings, there's an archive function. I haven't looked into, apparently it's extremely in-depth, like you can see all the tracking, you can see everything that you don't even see on the page. I think it's a good idea that we archive it. With my background, I have a huge issue with paying $1,000 to somebody.
Well, and that's where I was like, okay, if this is something that, with a little work, that can be done easily, I mean,
Like if we set up an annual reminder and a calendar, like.
back up, right,
Yeah, I
right.
just need to do this.
Facebook, yeah.
Today, and however we back it up, I mean, and just so we know, I mean, it's just part of my year-end checklist thing, back up Facebook. I mean, but of course.
And we can then email that to something, that's it, fine.
Have those email.
Or throw it on our server.
You know,
and
That's
just-
true.
Just sets it.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because I wasn't, I
I
mean,
would agree with that.
I didn't like the prices on it, and just the fact that it just seemed to me like it was backing up, but then I also didn't want to saddle my office or Trina, let's just be honest, whoever's in my office with that task, I mean, of doing something if it was every day, every week. It needs to be something that's very simple and a one-time-a-year thing, if we're gonna do
The
it.
pricing seems to be catered towards much larger municipalities or.
Well, and that's why, there was a huge difference between the Archive Social and, Introdyne, just with a bundle of 3. Unlimited posts. They send it to an email for $900 a year. That was their big thing. Up and running in so.
Okay, so I get the idea, we're going to try this ourselves.
Well, let's look,
And let's see
I
what
gotta
happens.
put it off
We
and
can
then
always readdress this.
we can
next year.
readdress it again.
I would
That's-
definitely look into the Facebook archive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just do that.
I don't
Just
know.
archive the
I
account.
don't know if
Yeah,
I,
I'll just work with you or Trina sometime next week.
and we'll just look into,
It seems simple, click, 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 done.
if I'm all for that. I didn't want to spend that money.
All right.
But I wanted to bring it up. Okay.
Anything else for the good of the order tonight?
I would, like the town board to recognize, we lost, of course, we lose citizens all the time. Well, we lost 2 citizens in the last couple of weeks. The Salem Township people, but they've had a lot of influence over the town of Delville and what goes on. Ida Reed started daycare at a Christian church back in the early 60s. And Paul Jackson has farmed a lot of farm ground inside the town and outside the town. He served the school as one of the first school board members ever. He drove a school bus. And he's like the town to acknowledge their passing.
Thanks, Joe.
For Mr. Jackson's funeral, they had tractors out here at the funeral, at the funeral home, and they took tractors to the funeral, to the cemetery.
You know, they drove the tractors, the Jackson farm on 650. Drove the tractors in the procession out there, went up through the farm area and back out to Saunders.
That's cool.
It was neat to see those little tractors.
Or maybe we could look to doing a proclamation or something next month. I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? All right, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Joe made the motion, anybody second?
Second.
Okay, Steve seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you very much. Turn us off.
If we do that, what we do, I can invite another show. Yeah.
Are you gonna do that? Or
Pretty sure no.
do you want to?
What we